What's up guys, Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a Silver Thorn deck profile. You guys know how much I like Pale Moon. I love Pale Moon. It's my favorite clan to play, so basically, obviously, it's the first deck I'm going to make. So yeah, let's start off with the deck. So for the starting Vanguard, I run, forgot her name, but she is the soul plugger thing. Her skill is, she's a pioneer, forerunner, whatever we call it. When this card boosts a Silver Thorn unit and hits, you can look at the top two cards of your deck and put a Silver Thorn unit from there into your soul, and then you put it in the bottom of your deck. I was using this card wrong for the majority of the day today, well, half the day, and yeah, I was actually not putting it in the bottom. I was shuffling. So had I know that you didn't need to shuffle, I would have the deck would have ran even smoother because you can stack triggers and stuff. But yeah, after my friend told me about it, I was like, oh, yo, this deck is even better than I thought, because I actually really like this deck, and it's really fun to play. So yeah. Next, I run 3 Laquia Reverse. Her skill is Limit Break 4, Counter Loss 1, and lock a Pale Moon unit. If you pay the cost, you can call a Pale Moon unit from your soul, and then that unit gets plus 5,000 power. Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good because it's not like a broken skill or anything, but it's a pretty fair skill, and it's not bad. You can break even on the turn you use it, and then after your turn ends, it's sort of a +1, but it really depends how you look at it. If you call a 12k attacker with it, you can still hit 17 by himself, so you're not really losing that much. So I like it. And then next, it's a cross ride. So if Silver Thorn Dragon Tamer is in your soul, you get 2k, and then it's Lord. So yeah. Next, I run 2 Silver Thorn Dragon Tamers. I only run 2 because there's so many ways to get her into the soul, and cross riding isn't actually that big of a deal anymore, although it does sort of help sometimes. When your opponent already set up like 16k columns, and then you just cross ride, you just mess up their magic numbers. So it's nice to do that sometimes. So run 2. For those who don't know her effect, it's Limit Break 4, Counter Loss 3. Call a unit from your soul that's grade 3, 2, 1, and 0. So basically, you can call one from every level. And then her second skill is this card gets plus 3,000 power for every card that's called it from the soul to the rearguard circle, and it's a Vanguard skill only, obviously. So yeah, I never used her skill, or actually rode her in my games today, because you don't want to ride her. She's not very good. So yeah. Next, I run 3 Miracle Pop Eva. She's a pretty good card. I like it, but she's not a Silver Thorn, so that's kind of a turnoff, but not too big of a deal. Her skill is she's a break ride, so when a Pale Moon unit rides this unit, it gets plus 10,000 power and a new ability. When this card attacks, you may choose 2 rearguard Pale Moon units and put them into your soul, and then you can call 2 out. So basically, you get an extra column or extra front row to attack with. There's a few ways you can use these cards, but normally you would change your columns so you can fix it. But you can also call 2 grade 3s and put them back in, and call 2 intercepts. It really depends on how the situation is. But yeah, she's pretty good. And then, whoops. The second effect is when this card attacks, you can soul charge 1 and this card gets plus 1000 power. So it's a soul charge break ride. Next I run for Silver Thorn. I forgot her name. Silver Thorn. Whatever. Basically, she's an on-hit peekaboo. Her effect is when this card's attack hits, you can counterblast 1, and then you can call a Silver Thorn unit from your soul, and then at the end of the turn, it goes back into the deck. Why this card is good is because, oh gosh, you can call on top of a unit, so you can sort of prevent your opponent from locking a certain spot. Although usually when this card, they're probably going to lock one in the front, one in the back, or if you're playing Scorch Child, I guess they can't lock 2 of your front rows. But yeah, this card's decent. It puts some nice pressure on your opponent, and sometimes you can get extra attack off because you can call into a closed rearguard circle. So yeah. Next, I run 3 10k attackers because I think 3 is enough. Yeah. And then I run 4 12k attackers because he's pretty good soloing when you call him out with Silver Thorn Queen. Because you can hit 17 by himself, which is pretty nice. Next, I ran for Silver Thorn Assistant, I think. Something. I run for her skill is when this card is called in the Vanguard. When this card is placed on the Vanguard or rear guard circle, you can look at the top 2 cards. And then put a Silver Thorn unit from there to your soul, and then the rest of it goes to the bottom. So yeah, you can use her to start stacking your deck. So it's pretty nice to have. She's a pretty amazing card actually for a common. Yeah, there's really not much else to say. She helps you stack your deck along with the starting Vanguard. So yeah. Next, I run 4 of the Grade 1 version of her. So she's a when she boosts a unit and you hit, you can do the peekaboo thing. So you call a unit out, and then at the end of the turn, it goes back to the soul. Next, I run 2 Grade 1 10k attackers. Yeah, I have a lack of better things to run, so I'm just going to run 2 of him. He's a helpful early game rush, so yeah. Also, he kind of works pretty well when you don't have enough attackers or something. So yeah. And when you ride something over Eva, that's not Eva, you can put him into soul and then grab something with guard, something that you can intercept with, so that's pretty nice, I guess. And then I run 4 perfect guards because, yeah, perfect guards. Also, for triggers, I run 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals. Yeah, this lineup is working pretty well for me, so no complaints there. But yeah, this deck takes a lot of practice to use, I guess. There are sometimes there's a lot of ways you can misplay. I misplayed quite a bit with this deck in the beginning, but I got kind of used to it, so I misplayed less later on. But yeah, this deck is really fun to play. With everybody using Link Jokers and stuff, it's nice to troll around with this deck. Of course, this deck's not very good against Link Joker, but it's still a pretty fun deck to play. So yeah, there's not much else to say, I guess. This is Card Otaku, and I will see you guys later. Bye.